All right, so we're going to talk about mounting a scope to a rifle. Regardless of what you might have heard, this isn't a complicated procedure, and it's something that you can do in your own living room. It doesn't even really require special tools. The only thing you really need to have is a torque wrench and a deck of cards. When you mount a scope to a rifle, the first thing, whether it's rings or a unimount like this one, what you'll want to do is when you put the mount on the scope base, you want to push it forward and then tighten it down. And the reason you want to push it forward is under recoil, the rifle's traveling rearward while the scope is stationary. So if it has room to shift, it'll try to. So you want to nip that in the bud, push it forward, tighten the mount to the base. Next thing you want to do is drop your scope in the rings and set eye relief. Now, a couple of rough estimates that are usually pretty accurate. If you're mounting a scope to an AR-15, you'll want the ocular lens even with the back of the charging handle. On a traditional rifle like this one, I'll put the magnification ring just forward of the trigger. And on a 13.5-inch pull rifle, which just about all of them are, that's going to be really close. You might have to move it a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. So you lay behind the rifle and just shift the scope closer to your face or farther from until you get eye relief. Perfect. Once that happens, you're going to want to grab a deck of cards. You heard that right. And they don't have to be special cards either. You can just run down to the Party Palace and get you a big old family pack. Keep one in your glove box, one in your range bag, one in your pocket. Wherever you want to keep a deck of cards, just have them handy. And what you'll do is you'll stack cards. I just grab a chunk, stuff it right between the bottom of the turret housing and in this case, the unimount. And what you're doing when you do that is you're leveling your reticle to your rifle. And the way that works is reticles are installed level off the bottom of the turret housing. It's flat. So as long as that flat surface is parallel with either your scope base or your mount, and the cards ensure that, then your reticle is going to be level to your rifle. So stuff a bunch of cards in there, and then I'll kind of seesaw back and forth. If there's wobble, I'll pull some cards out. And then when there's no more wobble, that tells me it's touching the bottoms of the rings, it's touching the cards. I'll check by rotating the scope left and right. You'll get a little bit of wiggle, but if it doesn't want to wiggle, that means everything is fitting up right and nice. Drop the ring caps on there and start to tighten them down. Now this is where OCD gets a lot of people in trouble. You don't have to have the gaps closed. You want a gap on all four corners on both sides of the ring. They don't have to be perfect. You can get your feeler gauge in there if you want to, but as long as I get a fingernail in there, we're good to go. And I'll eyeball it. If they look about the same, then that's all you need. Do not lap. If you've got a good quality rings or good quality mount, don't lap them. Because all you're going to do is you'll induce run out. These things are cut on precision CNC controlled machines, so just don't lap them. And then when you torque down, Night Force recommends on all other mounts 25 inches on the ring caps. There's one mount where it goes a little bit higher, and the reason why, most ring caps are going to be 15 to 25. Night Force is on the higher end because they use really thick main tubes. So hey, you might as well get a really good grasp on it. You're not going to crush it. Now, if you Mongo must destroy and crank it way past 25 inch-pounds, you'll crush even a Night Force main tube. So that's why you need the torque wrench. 25 inch-pounds, and then it's going to take a minute to work all those cards out. But once those cards are out, I'll go back, I'll make another pass. Just use a crossing pattern, hit both sides a couple of times, and you're done. Field expedient check is you put your face back here and just kind of dial your magnification down. It's gonna be like looking through a straw with the exit pupil, but you'll be able to pick up that vertical crosshair, and as you look, that vertical crosshair should bisect your butt pad. And that's just a quick expedient check to make sure, all right, it passes the giggle test, I'm good to go. If you use this procedure, what you'll find is you're gonna have about a 95% solution. If you wanna take it to 100, then that involves mounting a level to your scope. There's some additional tasks that you'll have to complete. I'd like to thank Night Force for sponsoring this video, and if you'd like to know more about any of the Night Force products, of course, you can go to www.nightforceoptics.com.